And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to welcome you to Criminal Insider. Today we have one fascinating topic, an unfortunate topic, but what a strange set of circumstances behind these murders. Without further more ado, man, please allow me to introduce my good friend. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Tony. Gracias. And saludos a todos.
Yes, man. Hey, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button because there's going to be a lot more interesting conversations coming your way. All right, my boy. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about these crazy set of circumstances behind these murders. Now we all know these little candle memorials that you see on the side of the road, right? If someone gets murdered, someone gets hit by a car, more than likely, their family members, their friends will put candles out on the side of the street. You've seen those, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And you see these sick jokers. I just thought I'd mention this. You see these sick jokers on social media nowadays who like to record themselves out in the streets of Los Angeles, kicking down these candle memorials where these people have been murdered. There's nothing cool about that. There's nothing cool about driving to one of these sites, kicking down candles, jumping in a car, and driving away. To me, that is the most cowardly thing someone can do. Just to mention that. So we have this
Yeah.
can.
Hell yeah.
That's sick, bro. That's sick right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what a crazy set of circumstances, man. And this took place way back in the city of Wilmington. Wilmington, man, as we know, is a dangerous place. If you look into the statistics, man, there is back-to-back murders. A lot of young people have stayed forever young due to gang-related violence. Now we have this young man, a 24-year-old by the name of Cesar Gutierrez. He was gunned down in 2018. He was gunned down alongside another young Hispanic gang member. He was an 18-year-old male. Not even a year later, another double homicide in the city of Wilmington. This time, the brother is murdered alongside a 16-year-old girl by the name of Melissa. What's crazy is you can see Melissa throwing up a picture of, some gang signs. This picture, was floating around social media. What was also floating around social media is a picture of her body. And it's the same shirt. So literally, they took that picture of her of throwing up that gang sign, and literally not even but maybe a few hours, a few minutes later, she was gunned down and murdered. So man, I find that crazy. I find that crazy, man, how they were just chilling at that candle service of the brother. And, now another brother gets killed right there at that very same spot. It's crazy, man. What a crazy world we live in. What a crazy crazy set of circumstances, man. Straight up.
Hell yeah. Now imagine the family, you know, what must have gone through.
100%, man. And me personally, I usually don't. I'm speaking about my personal life, but I will go ahead and say this: I actually have an aunt who has lost two kids to gang violence, and two of them are serving life in prison, man. So unfortunately, man, my poor aunt, my poor tia, she has gone through one hell of an emotional roller coaster, man. And in fact, I have actually got in contact with one of the murderers, and there might even be an interview coming out later. As crazy as it sounds, but yeah, man, it's real, man. A lot of people have lost, two kids out there.
Yeah, it's something, it's real sad, I mean, we say here and pride ourselves of being all this and all that, but at the same time, we seem to lose sight of what's important, For example, you go off and tag your jefita's name on your heart or X place, and when it comes down to it, we don't really focus on what's important because us going to prison, getting shot, getting killed, putting that heartache on her. We can't really sit here and say we love her, It's just something that really makes no sense.
100%, man. Some people put their parents through hell. Some even go as far as asking their moms and their sisters to bring in drugs, to cover drug debts, to please the next man, to climb up in rank.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, I'm gonna talk about me like I usually try to, man. You know, to nowadays, I could look at my mom, straight in the eyes and tell her, jefita, with truthful, that I'm trying to do things positive. But back in the days, I before I was 17, I got shot 4 times. Ran over all the times I was in and out of juvenile hall, YA. It's like I heard her, really heard her, So I'm just thankful, that I was able to, you know, to put my focus on what's important, and had the time to actually express it, because a lot of us don't. That's why my message is concentrated on that, value your family,
1,000%, man. 1,000%. In these crazy set of circumstances, I'm going to talk about the next one, man. This other lady by the name of Judith Lee Renee Bean. She was murdered on the 5th anniversary of her brother's murder. Her brother was actually tortured over a drug debt, bro. And 5 years later, on that very day, the sister is murdered.
Damn.
In a double shooting. The partner happened to survive. However, she died. So their parents lost 2 kids as well.
Damn. Yeah, that's terrible. I got two different things I could like match with this, like from personal experience, like the whole time I was down, the closest one to me and the one that stuck by my side, that I could truly say stuck by my side, was a homegirl. I ain't gonna put her name out there, but she was a homegirl from my neighborhood, and every day, man, 4 letters at least. One, sometimes all she said was, "¿Qué hule, carnalito? Aquí estoy de nuez chingando." No, just to let you know I'm here. But when you're in jail, it's priceless. But anyways, back to the point is my ace dudes was her brother. But let me tell you, like the story I told on how I started game banging. The guy they killed. My homeboy Speedy. That was her brother, her older brother. That's how me and her got close because they didn't have money, so we went door to door with a shoebox asking, to send his body back to Mexico to get buried. And me and her came close. Then her younger brother, became my ace deuce. And she got with this broad, and man, she's just one of those broads, and got in a shootout in Cali, got on the run, and homegirl came down here, tweaked, and set him up, man. Set him up. They gunned him down. It was something sad. I was sitting up in Pelican Bay when I heard the way they killed him and how he dragged himself for 2 blocks, and nobody helped him until he died. And just recently, not too long ago, the oldest one, her older carnal, by the same broad, got set up and killed. So just picture that, man. Three. This lady has 2 girls and had 3 boys. All 3 of them got killed.
My goodness, bro.
Yeah.
My goodness. And where is this out of?
In Santa Rosa. And the girl I'm mentioning too is she was down here when my homeboy ran off. Once they got in a shootout in Santa Rosa, he took off to Michoacan. That's where the older brother was at. And when she set up the younger one, about a year later, she went and asked my older homeboy, because he was from the neighborhood too, that if he could borrow some money. And he called me, and he told me, "Hey, this bro came near me. What should I do?" And I straight up told him, "Punch, get the hell out of there." And but I took longer telling him than she took longer to set him up, and he got gunned down too. So I know the lady. I love the lady. I grew up in her house, and she was torn. She was torn, and just picture that, And it's just because it all bites you in the butt, man. Everything you do in this lifetime, it bites you in the butt,
You had mentioned to me a little earlier that you had knew someone that was murdered right there at
that was
the cemetery.
that was my other homegirl. I had a homeboy. I'll just his name was Mike. May he rest in peace. He got killed. He got killed. We got in a big ass shootout, and it was just one of those stray bullets hit him in the head, and he died. And he had a younger sister. She was a norteña originally, and when they killed him, she started coming around the neighborhood. Got jumped in, and she was just one of those girls, man. It's like it goes both ways. She was a girl that had the give of slinging them. She really had knuckles on her, and she would call out norteños and put tips on them. And I'm doing it to put down norteños. It's just facts, and they couldn't get her, and where they got her is when she put her guard down, went to her brother's gravesite, and to take him some flowers, and they were waiting for her right there, and they gunned her down right on her brother's grave.
You know what's a trip about that, bro, is that when you had told me that, a lot of these other articles popped up, man. Because I sometimes I dive deep into these articles, man. I've been doing that for years already, man. So there's so many of them that I've came across, and you'd be astonished to learn of. There's been so many murders, bro, out here in Southern California at these cemeteries, bro.
Yeah.
Gang related murders, people visiting their moms. Me myself, I've seen 2 fights at a cemetery, at the same cemetery when I go visit my cousin. I've seen 2 fights there throughout the years. So it's like, man, it's crazy, man. But unfortunately, it has been popping out here in these cemeteries, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Excuse me expressing myself like this, but I really honestly think that's lame stuff. That's really, I mean, in my times, we were outnumbered like hell, Tony. I'm talking about like hell. But we had that. I had norteños living on the same block, and we ran across each other, and not here, not here. We ran across each other on the streets, then you know what time it is, but not here. We all respected that, but nowadays it seems like, you know, they take that, and disrespect it, and it shouldn't be like that, man. Someone can be your enemy, but that don't mean you gotta disrespect the man. But nowadays it don't matter. It is what it is. It's happening all over, like you said. They make it like a thing to do, to go kick down the candles for somebody resting in peace, and it shouldn't be like that, man. You're out there gaming, and you ain't doing chavala shit.
Yeah, it's to me that those were cowardly acts. You see a lot of those videos nowadays. People running down, they kicking down this memorial, say, "Oh, f this neighborhood, this, that," and they get in the car and they speed away, laughing away. Like, bro, how the hell is that tough?
It's not. It's snitching.
You deserve to get smacked for that.
It's snitching, straight up. You could come on here and say, "Oh, I'm a big bad. I went in this neighborhood. I kicked down some candles, and I called them out in their block." Yeah, but come on, you have a camera with you. So how the hell am I going to come out and confront you with a camera? You straight up snitching. But it's a new generation, new rules and regulations, I guess. Hell yeah, man. I mean, man, 16 years old. Shit, it's sad. It's sad what it really came down to. We all pride ourselves to be raza. I'm sureño because I'm down for the causa. No bajo bandera because I'm Mexican. Same with norteños. I got, they disrespected that. They try to push us down. They try to, and we're raza. We're pride. What's prideful about killing raza, man? Now that I see things, there's nothing prideful. I grew up with norteños, and I seem to lose track of that too. But there's nothing prideful about killing another raza, especially a 16-year-old. It's like, come on. It's just, I really think it shouldn't be like, how do I say it? I really think it shouldn't go hand in hand, man. Don't come on here talking about I'm for raza when you're killing raza. I hope I make sense of that.
100%, man. It's quite disturbing, bro. It's quite disturbing, man. 2 back-to-back double murders. 2 young Hispanics lose their lives. Not even a year later, two more lose their lives. A 16-year-old girl at that. And if you look into the statistics, you look into the background of that area, there has been dozens of homicides. This ain't nothing new. They don't even make the local news, bro. There's so many gang-related murders right there in that area. It's disturbing, bro.
Yeah, they they made it a hobby now. They made it a hobby, or they made it a spot to do, or a thing to do. And it's sad. It's sad. At least there's one thing you're out there game banging, another thing is to go out there and disrespect, man. Period. And that's straight disrespectful. You already dealt with the individual or her, whatever. Leave it at that, man. Let them rest in peace. Have some respect.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man, because you would hear stories of, even way back in the days, of funerals, and people would go up and shoot up the funerals, or you ever hear anything like that?
Yeah. Well, I heard something like that with homies in San Rafael. I remember they had killed a couple homies out there, and they were out there on the funeral, and norteños came up and they shot him up. Well, they were they were trying to bury him. They came up and just shot him up, and it opened up a door, like we're talking about, of something to do. It's just like, oh, they came and shot me on my funeral, I'm gonna go shoot back at them at the funeral, and it shouldn't be like that. Well, at least in my point, it's just no sense in that, man.
Of course, there is no sense in that, bro. But I feel like people feel like they've done it to them. People become cold and callous. If they've killed their brother, I feel like they want to get revenge. They become a cold person, and they want to make the next person feel the same pain of losing their brother. It's sick, man. It's a sick world that we're living in. And if you're a Brown, plotting on taking down another Brown man, you are a fool. There is nothing cool about that, man. There's nothing cool about that. There's nothing cool about that. And then getting caught, and then having a program with people from that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's not only that, man. Take it from an idiot. I'm a straight idiot. I done that. I grew up with norteños. I knew their families. I ate at their homes, spend the night. And something happened. We went to war. And I lost track of that. I took innocent lives. The night I got caught, it was basically, I did something, they came back, did something, or they came in my neighborhood, I'm going to go out and look for them. And I ended up taking 2 lives that night, at the same time I took mine, because from there on is a whole different thing. And then for what, For what? In reality, it's nothing. It's like me, or if I was still active, go back to the system, them telling me I got a program with norteños now, and there's just no sense in that, I mean, there's no pride. There comes a point in life, Tony, where you see things clear, maybe it's the sickness I have right now, me stepping back, I don't know what it is, but I really have a lot of regrets, and one of them is being that ignorant, talking about I'm sureño, I'm prideful, I'm for raza, and I was hurting raza, period,
But it's never too late to change. It's never too late to change, man. And I'm glad that you've
Oh,
actually
no.
taken the time to change, man. That's the main important thing, bro, is that you have changed. And it's never too late to change for anybody out there listening.
Hell no. Never too late. Nowadays we talk about changes. One of the biggest changes there is out there is that there's a lot of people speaking on how things are, I didn't have that, I was learning as I was going, man. But, I don't come on here and tell you like, oh, listen to my experience. Nah, man. But there's 1,000 of us telling you how things are, We can't all be lying. So you got that to your advantage, use it, I'm not saying be like me or be like fulanito, sutanito. I'm talking about be smart and wise up. That's it.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was just a little quick conversation between me and my friend right here. There's gonna be a lot more coming. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and do a solid and hit that like button, man. And my boy, with that being said, do you
Yes.
have anything you'd like to say, man, to the people out there?
Well, for everyone, como siempre, thank you guys for your guys' blessings, your kind words, and as I always say, my message stands on stay true to yourself and loyal to your loved ones. Always keep that to heart. You can't go wrong with family. Muchas gracias for your guys' time. Please support us. Gracias, Tony.
Good night, everybody.
Buenas noches.